Okay, for anybody who is actually uncomfortable with this topic, I'm gonna be revisiting a memory that involves like sex, okay? So 18 plus, okay? I've warned you all. Okay, let me tell you guys my first sleepover. I'm a late bloomer. So like my first sleepover with 2 other girls was one of the most traumatic incidents. I don't know why I'm getting like punished by the universe every single phase in my life. It was just like, I was just so uncomfortable. First of all, my first sleepover, I think I was in middle school, and these 2 girls didn't go to my middle school. I knew them from elementary school, and then we all kind of like drifted into different schools in middle school. So I still kept in touch with them even though we went to different schools. So one of my friends like moved super far away. What happened was like her mother remarried to another man, and that man was like not very wealthy, but like pretty well off. And so the house that they moved into was humongous. I've never been in such a big house at the time in my life. It was huge. So that was my first time going over to her new home, and it was super duper far away from my home. Let's name them. Let's name the person that we went to sleep over. Let's name her Sam, okay? For the second girl, let's name her Alice, okay? Sam and Alice, okay. And, you know, I'm gonna be honest, Sam a little weird, okay? But I still really liked her. She was really cool. Did I know that she was gonna be that weird? No. Did I know that after I left her house? Yes. Did I still contact them afterward? Absolutely not. Let me tell you what happened in between. My first sleepover at Sam's home mini mansion, you know, it started off okay. Like, you know, we all did the typical, you know, take out, watch a movie and stuff and all that fun stuff, you know. Then it got to like bedtime, right? And I just want you guys to know, Alice had a boyfriend at the time. They were like very committed and, you know. So when it came around bedtime, Sam was like, we can all sleep on one bed because I have a queen size bed and I think it'll fit all of us. And I'm already like, I don't really like to sleep that close to people, but there wasn't any other place for me to sleep on besides like the sofa that was like downstairs and very far away. And you know, like this was my first sleepover, so I kind of wanted to like have the girl talk and everything, you know, the sleepover talks and just like, you know, the gossip and stuff. I just felt like up until that point I've always watched movies of it, so I kind of had like this fantasy of, oh yeah, friends talking and stuff. We did talk about like very stereotypical thing like, oh my god, so like, Enna, do you like anybody from like your school? And I'm like, we just started school. We just started school. I don't know anybody. So yeah, but they were like very extroverted about stuff like that. So they were like, oh yeah, I have my eye on this one girl, you know. And then Alice was like, oh, you know, my boyfriend's really hot and stuff. It was like the most mean girls conversation of my life. It was kind of boring, to be honest. It's not really my style, but you know, I just wanted to be a part of a group, you know. I just wanted to fit in. I was at that age. So yeah, so we're all on this bed, on the queen size bed, talking to each other. And so Sam was asking Alice, since she had the boyfriend, she was like, have you guys done it? And I was like, uh-oh, not really my sort of conversation. I was very young, by the way. It's probably like 14, 15-ish. So Alice was pretty experienced, I guess. So she was like, oh yeah, like we do it all the time. It actually enhances the relationship. You know, at the time I was still just as sarcastic about certain things. So I was like, are you gonna get married next year then? Because like, wow, that must be some enhancement. You know, I think she didn't really appreciate that comment. She's like, you know, I'm not joking and I'm the one with the relationship, so. And I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever, enhance. She was lying. I feel like she was lying. I'm pretty sure. I think she was just bragging a little bit. But, you know, it doesn't matter. So, Sam gets extremely interested in this topic. Sam asking questions left and right. She was like, oh yeah, but like, okay, but like, what happens, you know, if you do this? What happens when that happens? What happens with this? I'm fucking there like, I thought we were gonna watch fucking Disney movies or something, you know? I got my snacks ready. It was hitting like 2 a.m. I was ready to go to sleep. I was tired, and I don't really want to talk about stuff like this, but they were on the bed that I was gonna sleep on, you know? know? I can't really sleep when there's 2 other ladies on the bed talking about sex, and I'm here like trying to, you know, pass out. They talked about it for so long. And you know, I was like just trying to sleep. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to sleep, okay? Like, so they were like talking, sitting up on the bed here, and I'd just be like over here, like trying to fall asleep, but I couldn't because they were so loud. The last thing I can remember Alice saying to Sam, do you want to try it? And I was like, when she said that, she's like, do you want to try it with me, Alice? I was like, what? I thought they were joking, and I was like, oh, I immediately, like, I could not go to sleep anymore. I was like, Sam was like super duper interested. They were like, I can't tell if you're joking or not, but I'd honestly like we can do it. Like she was trying to say like her parents' room was really far from her room, so they probably wouldn't be able to hear. And I was like, oh, I start panicking. I was gonna have a panic attack. I'm not even joking. I was gonna like freak out so bad. I really I was praying to every god that existed in the universe that this would not happen, and this was just a joke. They even like started watching porn together, and you know what? And you know the thing is like they're not even putting earbuds on, okay? Like if you're putting earbuds on, fine. They fucking like, I'm trying to fucking go to sleep, and all I hear are girls giggling and in the background slight moaning noises. I was just like not having it. And you know, it ended off with Alice asking Sam like, hey, do you want to try it? And Sam going like, yeah, we could. And you know what they asked next? They knew I wasn't asleep because I kept moving. Alice was like, Enna, you're still awake, right? You want to join us? And you know, I was trying to play dumb. I was like, oh, are we playing a game? I was like, are we playing Monopoly? And I said the stupidest thing, which was, I'm good at chess. We could play chess. Even though chess isn't a 3-player game, you know, I was panicking so hard. And they're like, do you want to like sleep with us? And I was like, yeah, we're on the bed. Let's go to sleep. I was trying so hard to like hint at them. Can we please not do this? Please, I bet I will pay you. I'm not even joking. And you know, I couldn't really go home because it was in another city. I was trapped. And her parents were asleep. I didn't know where else to sleep. I didn't know where else to be. I didn't want to be like alone in the living room. The house is huge and dark and scary, and I was super duper scared. And so like Sam and I were thinking that we would experiment a little. And then, you know, I was like, experiment now? we got things to do tomorrow. And you know what? After that, I'm just gonna say they ended up, you know, experimenting, and I wasn't in the room. I was like, I'm gonna go to the living room and watch TV. You know, Sam was nice enough to give me like extra pillows and blankets. I had the time of my life by myself. And then I had like the biggest epiphany of my life. That was probably the day I was like, I'm never going to try to fit in anymore. Fuck that shit. Because I realized like when I went downstairs in the living room to like hang out by myself, I was so happy. I had so much fun. I was like watching TV. It was really cozy and it was quiet, and that's when I realized I'm a fucking introvert and I don't want to be with them. And you know, I only was doing it because I was trying to figure out who I was. The next day, we planned on having a sleepover for like 3 nights. The next day, I was like, I'm gonna go home. And then Sam was like, oh, why? Like, are you uncomfortable with the fact? I was like, you know what? I just want to go home. You know, I have fun by myself. But obviously I didn't say that. I was just like, I just a little homesick, so I'm gonna go home. Sam's mother drove me home, and yeah, my mom was like, why are you back early? And I told my mom everything, and my mom was laughing so hard, and she was like, I didn't know like kids your age did stuff like that. During my age, we did stuff that you did. Just sleep, eat, and have fun. Yeah, that was my first ever sleepover. And you know what? I'm not judging them. Like, you know, it's fine. Like, experimenting stuff is fine. I just know that I didn't want to do stuff like that. I just realized that, okay, this isn't like my group of friends that I want to hang out with. Not because they were bad people, but just because we're so different. Like, I was so different. I never really felt included when I was with them. I don't want to find friends who want to actually Netflix and chill. So my second sleepover was like my friends in Japan, and it was the best sleepover ever. You know, we slept because, you know, everybody wanted to sleep. And it was amazing. We had so much snacks. We had conversations. And I told them about my first sleepover too. And they were like, Enna, that is not normal. Just a very rare experience. And, you know, knowing you, I'm sorry that you were in that position. And I was like, oh yeah, it's fine. It's a lesson learned. So yeah, that was my first sleepover. It legitimately was my first one. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was the scariest sleepover of my life. But you know what? I learned so much from it. I learned that I don't want to do stuff like that, and I don't have to. So I won't. Yeah, that's it. That's my lesson that I'm gonna teach you guys.